What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and I got caught up with some stuff today. I wanted to get a video out, but I figured, you know what? The next best thing if I can't get a video out is to hop on here and get into a stream with you guys. And what better time than right now? Best Ball Mania just came out over on Underdog. Of course, if you want to hop in a draft with us over on Underdog, you can check them out. I have links in the description. I have links in the live chat. All of that good stuff where you can use promo code RON and they'll match your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. How's everybody doing in here? I also wanted to show off the Best Ball Mania now has a 20-second timer, and I wanted to see how a draft went with a 20-second timer. Figured I'd hop in here, see what's going on in the chat, see what's going on with everybody. Why can't I find Best Ball Mania? There we go. But yeah, there's a new 20-second option. Yeah, right there. But how is everybody? We got Nathan back telling me to focus on stocks instead of fantasy football, I guess, man. We got Prez Kyle in here. We got Average Joe Mixon. We got Smooth Criminal. We got Inferno, man. What's going on? How is everybody? How are we? What's everybody up to on this fine Thursday evening? But let's not waste any time. Let's skip all the pleasantries, the whatever, and let's get right into one of these. It has been a while. I don't even really know what I usually set my screen up like. If you want to hop in as well, I just clicked in. We got like 6 spots we're waiting on, so feel free. I believe we did do the 20-second timer version. Yeah, so let's see how that goes. We'll see how long this draft takes. That seems about enough. Yeah, we're still waiting for 6 people here. Man, I am rusty. I don't know. I don't even remember like how I set this up. How far I zoom in, where I put my face camera. It's been a while. I haven't streamed an Underdog draft in forever. Who's in here though? We got Theo. We got Ben in here. We got heads. I will say, while we're waiting for this to fill up, part of why I'm streaming here and wanted to get a video out, and honestly why I couldn't get a video out, so I'm streaming instead, is because I spent a lot of the day working on the new Dynasty channel. Make sure you check it out, okay? I'll put a link. I'm actually going to put a link in the chat right now. If you're interested in my Dynasty content, go subscribe to it. It's called the RS Dynasty channel. It's a big step for me to just make a new channel out of nowhere, but I don't know. I had like an existential crisis this morning where I was just like, I don't know. I debated making a new Dynasty channel. Then I got caught up with the wide receiver model. So then I couldn't make videos until like April. And it was like, oh, I think it's too late and I'll do it next offseason. Had an epiphany this morning. I was like, no, let's start it right now while the iron's hot. So a shout out to you guys as well. I posted this on like Twitter and Discord and stuff. Already at 357 subscribers, which is crazy. But pretty much I have one Dynasty video coming out tomorrow. It's going to be an absolute banger. It's going to be really good. And then from that point forward, any Dynasty video or Dynasty stream I do will be on the RS Dynasty channel. So go subscribe there if you're interested in my Dynasty content. If not, sit tight. We're doing redraft. Everything moving forward on this channel after tomorrow will be redraft fantasy football focused. And it's really just, I just want to keep them separate. There's this thing where I feel like there's some people out there who get really into my content during the summer and they love my videos, and then they're not really into Dynasty, so the Dynasty videos roll into their subscriber box, and then they either like kind of mute my channel, or they unsubscribe, or they affect my, stuff in the algorithm where they're just not interested in those videos. It's just better to keep things separate. The way the YouTube is going right now, you want to niche down, and I think I'll be thankful next offseason that I started now. So there we go. That's where we're at. All right, so let's bring out this draft board here. Man, how did I usually do this? Did I put myself in the top? Would I go top right like this? I think so. All right. Oh, man, we have 11 seconds to pick. All right, so this is actually going to be pretty tough. The 20-second timer while streaming might not have been my brightest idea. All right, I think that'll work. I think this will be okay. I think so. But how are we? What's going on in this chat, man? What's going on here? Let's zoom in even more, I think. Should we go one more zoom? No. All right. So there we go. Just join, hopefully, to get in the same lobby. Hell yeah. Let me know if you're in here. It's been a minute since I've been in a live stream. Unfortunately, got screwed with injuries this past season. Had Neighbors, Collins, and Godwin. I feel you, man. I feel you. It was a rough season. We had a lot of HN, a lot of Nico Collins. Not that HN. I mean, HN got hurt for a second, but he also it was really the Tua injury. But Nico, like you said, Neighbors going down. Trying to think of other big injuries that really costed us. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. Feel free to pick my brain. We're going to have rookies in this draft, right? Ashton Genty goes 109. That's an interesting thing to look at. Don't forget to leave a like. Yeah, leave a like. Inferno, man, that's a true OG right here. Is this Dynasty or redraft? This is a redraft fantasy football best ball draft. Yeah, McCaffrey goes 111. This guy actually doubles up McCaffrey, then Derrick Henry. Let me know if any of these guys are you guys. I don't recognize any of these names, I don't think. You made it to the final week last year in BBM, ended up in the 100-200 slot. That'd be a nice little chunk of change. No? How do you rate this year's rookie wide receiver class? I actually dropped a video on that yesterday, going through kind of like how my prospect model views them, the RS grades, the best wide receivers in it, and like overall, the wide receiver class is about average to below average since 2017. So that's like not bad, right? Especially with how good the running back class is. It's a fine wide receiver class, but you know, it's not Marvin Neighbors up top. It's not Jamar Chase. It's not Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy across the board, but it's still fine, and there should be a couple studs that emerge. At this turn, give me McBride. It feels uncomfortable to not take a wide receiver in my first two picks, but let's get weird. It's not what I meant to do there. I meant to do this. What else we got? What kind of questions we got in here? Yo, chat, Travion Henderson owner. I mean, this is for chat, but I mean, I'll answer. You said just doing one tonight or two plus? Probably only one. I just wanted to hop on here really quick. Let's do Tyreek Hill. I think this is a fun way to start a draft. Saquon, Trey McBride, Tyreek Hill. Yo, chat, the Trevion Henderson owner is trying to give you Henderson for your Caleb Johnson in a late 26 pick. So he wants Caleb in a 1 for Henderson. Is that too steep? It's probably too steep for me, but I'm not like the biggest fan of either player, I would say. Like, I don't like giving up a future first to get Trevion Henderson is what it comes down to. If I'm giving up a future first, I want like a truly elite asset. Like today, I traded away a future first, which you'll rarely see from me, but I got Joe Burrow back in the deal. Like those are the type of deals that I will send the future first for, but there he has a lot of outs to beat you over the long term, right? Like Trevion Henderson could bust, and then Caleb's better than him already, and then he gets a free first on top, or that first could end up being early. So I don't know. I don't love it, but value-wise, it's probably fine. But actually, no. I'm gonna say you reject the hell out of that trade. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm actually working on a video that's gonna come out in the next couple of days, talking about where the biggest discrepancies versus my rookie rankings versus ADP is. Caleb Johnson's at the 109 right now, and Trevion's at the 106. So that's giving up a future first, move up 3 spots. Which I just can't. Like the only time I do that is if it's to move up to get Hunter or Genty. London's too high here. Yeah, I'm not taking London over A.J. Brown or Bowers. I'll tell you that. But the rest of the second, probably not over Devon Achane either. But outside of that, I think it's probably fine. We got Eric Stevens in the 9 spot. Hell yeah. Punting Goblins. What a name. Yeah, it is a top-heavy wide receiver class. That's a good way to put it. It's top-heavy. After the top 5, it falls off a cliff. What, you think T. Higgins in the second round is too high? I mean, he was a monster last year. Did Sanders deserve to go in the 5th, in your opinion? Shador? From a pure talent perspective, no, but I do get the idea that if no team viewed him as a first round quarterback, then he projects to be a backup, and he is a headache for a backup. So I think that's like kind of what the weird discrepancy was. Is he probably deserved to go in the second round or the third round, but nobody wants to deal with that from their backup. Like if he was the starter, okay, fine, you deal with the Deion Sanders, the circus, everything, but he also was kind of an asshole about the whole process. Like he should have thrown at the combine. He should have done more interviews, and like I don't know. It was a weird just a weird sequence of events for the guy. Let's take. This is where we got to start building out receivers. I guess I'll go Zay Flowers. I'm not crazy about it, though. The receivers in this range are kind of brutal. Like 502, I'm not crazy about Rome or Metcalf on the Steelers. I think Sutton in the 5th round is one of the worst picks on the board. I don't love Jameson Williams either. 5th round Calvin Ridley, I'm not doing that either. I actually don't hate Waddle or Olave here. Wow, RJ Harvey's already up into the 66 pick. Wow, RJ Harvey's going ahead of Judkins now. No, give me JMO. Like, I'm not crazy about Jameson Williams. Or actually, no, I'm going to go Hurts. I think 5th round Hurts is wrong. That's my stance. I don't like only having 2 wide receivers through 5 rounds, but I think 5th round Jalen Hurts is probably wrong. And I do know I already have Saquon, but I don't think that it's too much of a, like, is it going to be tough for them to correlate ceiling on the same week because they steal rushing touchdowns from each other? Potentially, but I'm also fine just kind of betting on the Eagles' offense. Just take Dart over Burden and Golden at the 112. That's fine. Is Rashee Rice going to jail or getting suspended? I got no clue, man. You ended up with Hampton at the 102, 104 Hunter, 106 Judkins, 201 Golden, 301 Tootin. Yeah, I mean, you crushed, man. You crushed. I'd say across the board, those are all guys that I'm higher on than where you drafted them, besides Hampton. What's my take on LaPorta? I think he's probably undervalued in most formats. He did have like a monster rookie season, and usually that's a really good indicator of how good a player will be long term. Seems like people are pretty certain that he's not that great. But I guess in redraft, I mean, he's going right next to George Kittle here. So I don't know. Maybe that's more of a Dynasty thing. Because it seems like in Dynasty, like people are ready to rank, Colston Loveland over him, Tyler Warren over him. I'm just not quite there yet. Jaden Daniels QB4. You love Jordan Love. This year he got weapons everywhere and he can run. I guess you mean the offense can run? Jordan Love's not a huge scrambler. Jordan Love or Caleb, wow. I think probably Caleb, man. I think Jordan Love's a good in real life quarterback, but the Packers have sort of leaned run heavy. Jordan Love doesn't scramble a ton, so you need to kind of thread the needle of passing efficiency. I think there's a little bit more upside with Caleb. Like Caleb Williams, like I know he didn't show it last year, but something he used to do in college is he had so many rushing touchdowns. It wouldn't shock me if he had like 7 rushing touchdowns to go with a really big step forward as a passer. What do you think will end up being the strategy of the year this draft season? Last it felt like Elite RB was it. Wondering if that changes. I'm not sure, but that is a good question. Like, what was the meta last year? What was the meta last year? Probably like you said, like one elite running back early. Like if you kind of just threaded the needle of Saquon early, you probably ended up doing really well. I'll go Golden here. Why not? Golden's not even really my guy, but 6th round, I'm kind of fine with that. You have Burden and Ibuka, Debo, Jacoby Myers, Jaden Reed here. Nothing that's all that sexy. No, I'll take a falling Debo. Debo could bounce back in a good offense. I'm not crazy about it, but in the 7th round, I think that's fine. I keep on switching back to my YouTube, the other YouTube channel, and it's not even, I mean, it's indirectly promoting it to you guys, but it's just because I'm trying to get to this screen so that you guys can just see the draft board here. Thoughts on you giving Jordan Love, CeeDee Lamb for Bijan in a 26 first? Probably losing that trade. Like, CeeDee and Bijan are the same, and then you gave up Jordan Love for just a 2026 first, which feels really light. Just traded Waddle for Luther Burden at the 207. Oh my goodness. For 207 Burden, Mims, and a 26 first, yeah, I mean, Burden and a 26 first for Waddle, I do all day. Any idea who you have as a possible legendary running back this year? Honestly, I haven't thought about it too hard. This is like only my 3rd redraft draft I've done. Like, I did the pre-draft stuff, but I don't know. I would say, of course, the usual suspects. I'd say every first-round running back does. It's a good crop of high-end running backs this year. Like, all 5 of these guys can do that. And then I'd probably say Devon Achane. And I haven't looked into enough, like Bucky Irving, but Bucky Irving probably has an upside, too, from, like, an efficiency and pass-catching standpoint. What else is in here? How's the Hampton Harris situation going to work? I think it's going to be really annoying early on. I think we'll see Najee get a lot of work early on, and he's a tough profile to be with Hampton because he is definitely a volume sponge. Like, he's never had a season under like 250 touches. Now, of course, the Steelers are a team that felt like they owed him that because they drafted him in the 1st round, so it's a little bit different here. But I think early it'll be enough of a split that it's really annoying, especially in like lineup redraft fantasy football. But I do think Hampton ends up being sort of like, a lot of these rookie running backs who kind of just emerge down the stretch and are monsters. So I think it's just a matter of time until he kind of just like blows Najee out of the water, whereas like Najee has never been efficient or all that good. He's just kind of gotten the work. And I think backup running back money versus investing a 1st-round pick in a running back, eventually Hampton will take over. And I think it will be kind of a meritocracy in a way where the Chargers just want to run the ball and run the ball efficiently. They struggled to do that last year. They had a ton of attempts, but like in terms of the teams that were like top 12 in attempts, they had one of the lowest yards per carry. If Hampton's just blowing Najee out of the water in efficiency, I think that he gets the job very early. So I think it'll just be annoying for like the first 4 or so weeks. Maybe Najee gets like the nod in week 1, but even then, like 1st-round draft capital, you're usually going to be the guy. So I don't know. It's going to be a little bit annoying, but as long as Hampton can look explosive, get touchdowns, catch the ball, I think he'll be fine. Like, where did he go in this draft? 4-5 turn? To me, I'm smashing that in redraft. I am not taking any of these receivers here. Sadly, give me B-Rob. Actually, no, give me Pacheco. Oh, boy. Woo! Quick fingers. Pacheco's kind of a good pick right now. I will say 9th round Cam Scatabo when he was drafted on day 3 feels pretty rich. You could talk me into rookie Jaden Higgins here. 9th round? He's 34th overall. Man, that's pretty hefty, though. But we need receivers, so we'll take Higgins here. Man, the 20-second timer, I like it, but man, it sneaks up on you. I'll give you that. What else we got in here? I'm kind of just like, I don't know. I'm not caught up yet. I'm just answering everything you guys got. 102 or Marv? Honestly, give me 102. I have Hunter ahead of Marv. How's the Hampton? Okay, I already answered that. I feel like Cooper Kupp is good for his average pick this year. Potentially, but he could also literally be dust. Your spot 9, what do you think so far? Very hard to think with the 20 seconds. Yeah, the 20 seconds is definitely quick, but I do like it. Like there's times where you just simply want to draft and get it done with quick. I would say solid so far. I don't know if I would pair the two Raiders, Genty and Bowers, but I'd say solid. I mean, you know me, I'm definitely a wide receiver snob. I would like a little more wide receiver help, but you do have a couple of rounds to get some more ammunition there. I think you're off to a hot start. You're in the 5 spot. Sows. Double RBs up top. Yeah, this team's sweet. I like that. Hammering running back, stacking Marv to Kyler. Think Debo will do great in Washington just because of how they run their offense. I agree, man. And Debo, say whatever you want about like him kind of being chubby last year. He definitely was a guy that, I don't know, he got pneumonia, and like pneumonia's no joke, right? Like there's a lot of memes of like him getting chubby and like not being good, but he's not even 30 years old yet. I think that he does still got something left. And in this offense, he can definitely be effective. He's going to be paired up with, who is it? Is it Wes Welker? I don't think so. I think it's like the wide receiver coach that was with him in San Fran. It might be Wes Welker, but I'm not sure. 0 RB was bad last year. People will have recency bias from it. I think that's a fair statement. You guys think McCaffrey will have a bounce back? It's tough to say. But I think so. Like, I think 1-2 turns about right for him. You are rebuilding heavy, inherited a terrible team, 101 and 102. What we thinking about 102 for Marv? Nah, I'm staying strong on 102 there. If I'm rebuilding, I'm trading 102, right? Giving somebody Genty and getting a haul back. And then at 102, I'm just taking Travis Hunter. I like the Swift call. We'll see. Chicago could add a running back, but it seems kind of unlikely now. I think the last domino that we're really waiting to fall is J.K. Dobbins, right? I'm trying to think of, like, who are the free agents we're still waiting to sign somewhere? Man, wide receiver is drying up. Give me Hollywood Brown here. We're going to get thin in our running back room just because, like, we took an elite quarterback, an elite tight end, Saquon. So our wide receiver room is pretty weak. 10th round Marquise Brown is fun, though. Like, he's essentially the same bet you were making last year. Trying to see, we got Jack Besh, we got Kyle Williams as some rookie upside guys. I'll take Kyle Williams, man. I'm excited about Kyle Williams. I wasn't expecting to really be all that in pre-draft, but now that the draft has happened and I've kind of looked into his profile more, he definitely has some things going on there. Like, he is an older prospect, but he did produce early, and the film guys love him. And that's kind of enough for me. Chargers don't pass to their RBs. I mean, their running backs weren't good at pass catching last year, you know? Like, that's not Dobbins' skill set. It's not Gus Edwards' skill set. We've seen Justin Herbert pepper Austin Eckler before, so I think that that's a pretty broad statement. You think the concern for you on LaPorta is just that he ate up targets when J-Mo was out, but ever since he's been back, it's been rip LaPorta? I don't know. We'll see. I think he's still a good player. Like, you don't do what he did in year one without being good. The too many mouths to feed argument is valid when it comes to tight ends, though. Did Bengals pick up another running back, or is Chase Brown the bell cow? Really the only guys they did is they drafted a day 3 guy, Taj Boyd, who's like okay, and they re-signed Samaje Perine, who could be annoying on passing downs, but as of right now, it seems like it's going to be Chase Brown all the way. We got Michael W. in here. leave a like on the stream if you're in here, fellas. And I don't want to promote it a ton, but I said it at the top. I created this new Dynasty channel called RS Dynasty. Pretty much moving forward, all of my Dynasty content will be over here. I'll actually put a link in the chat. Everything I do Dynasty-wise moving forward. I'll have one more Dynasty video coming out tomorrow, and it's going to be a banger, I promise. But then after that, and I'll do a little like section of the video where it's like, okay, everything else will be on this Dynasty channel. Make sure you check it out. Subscribe, RS Dynasty. But again, only subscribe. The whole point of it is only subscribe if you like Dynasty. If you're in this chat and you're just watching this because you want to watch me draft a redraft team and you have 0 Dynasty teams, don't subscribe. But I'm just saying, if you are into Dynasty, go check that out. And when I say banger tomorrow, I have a video coming out with Matt Harmon. We're going to talk about this wide receiver class, and that should be really fun. So look out for that. What else do we got? Do any of these quarterbacks? They do. God, wide receiver has fallen off a cliff here. But we're already at 7, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. So, I guess give me the year 2, give me the Trey Benson breakout story. Dak would be an interesting value here, but I don't have any Cowboys to really pair him up with. We're going to go Tua. I actually think Tua is kind of undervalued in all formats. Like, if he can hit a good efficiency season with Mike McDaniel, he's done it a bunch of times when he doesn't get hurt. And I know he was hurt last year, and there's a sour taste in our mouth about the Dolphins because Tua got hurt and the whole offense looked bad. But what if Tua is healthy and he looks good and he has like a top 5 to 10 passing season like he's had in the past? I think that becomes interesting for fantasy. Burden and Kyle Williams and Noel over Higgins. I don't know if I can get that far, but I get it. Is it rookie fever or are all these rookie running backs being undervalued? They all seem to have way more upside than the running backs going around them. I think that's probably a good observation. I think generally speaking, rookie running backs have been pretty great fantasy picks. Like this is probably this. I think this is about where Hampton should go. 6th round RJ Harvey actually feels great. Like I think RJ Harvey should be wherever Trevion Henderson's going, to be honest. What's this, early 7th for Caleb? That sounds about right. And then after that, when you get to the day 3 guys, I think 9th round for Scatabo is about as much as I can pay. We got Frankie in here. Drafting from the 4 spot. Oh, hell yeah. You saw my name and decided to see if I was streaming. I love that. Got a great young roster, but need a running back bad. You have the 104 and 326 first. Should I overdraft a running back this year or hold out? You should not overdraft a running back. At 104, I would just take the best player on the board. And because you have 326 first, if you need a running back that bad, you can always package one of those or use like a 26 second and just get like a James Conner, something like that, you know. In any world, is there a case for Travis Hunter at 101? Have a very bad team. I know the Dynasty rebuilds wide receiver typically comes first. Nobody in my league wants 101. There's a small case, but I would really be trying to trade back to like 102 or doing something along those lines. Kyle Williams is a stud. I agree. Who do you think starts for the Saints this year at quarterback? I think it's Tyler Shuck. Yeah, the rookies, I think that they're good. They're good to get in now because eventually they're going to start climbing. Bryce Young and his rookie wide receiver, Tet. Bryce Young's interesting. I will say about Bryce Young, I don't know how good he is or how good he's going to be, but I can at least acknowledge that there's a lot of upside there, and I think that that's worth chasing, where he's going into what now, year 3, he could take this huge step, they invest in wide receiver, so I like buying into that side of things, but I'm less certain on like the percent chance that he actually does take that step forward. Let's take Devin Neal. I'm not crazy about it, though. Actually, let's take Dylan Sampson, actually. Give me Dylan Sampson, man. Thank you. All right, so the way that this team's going to end up, I have to be much more cognizant about how we're going to land the plane here. I think it's probably going to be like a 2.592 or like a 2.682. One of the two. We need another tight end, but I think with Trey McBride we can kind of sleep on tight end too. And nothing really sticks out to me. Actually, you know what? Let's take Freiermuth. Because there isn't really any options to correlate or, like, there's no way Dallas Goedert's still hanging around, right? Yeah, Dallas Goedert's gone. And there's no, Jonnu's not around, so yeah. I don't know. You could talk me into a third tight end. This is where it always gets tricky with, like, building out these teams. I think that this probably has to be a 2.592, but I'm curious where you guys are at on that. I'm rusty with 18 rounds. I did the big board, but that was 20 rounds, so it was a lot easier. Did I say Taj Boyd? My bad. Did Taj Boyd, was he with the Clemson quarterback? Biggest losers of the draft. From what perspective? Like individual players, individual teams? So I'd say if there's any losers, it's probably the Cowboys. I'm just kidding with Danny. Dude, the Cowboys actually had a sick draft. I know that wasn't the question. You're probably asking fantasy losers, but the kid from Eastern Carolina was a sick pick. Or East Carolina, my bad. And then they got a good pick in round 2 as well that I can't remember. Was it Edge? Was it Izuraku? Can't remember. How are you feeling about some IDP content? That's a no from me, dog. That is a no from me. I respect everyone out there that, plays IDP, but that just ain't for me. But, like, biggest losers. Let's see. Tyrone Tracy. Why can't I think of other losers? I don't know. Tyrone Tracy. I can actually pull up my Dynasty rankings real quick. Yeah, Najee Harris is a big loser. I'll pull up my Dynasty rankings real quick and see who my biggest fallers were in my last update. That took me forever on Monday. That's why videos haven't been plentiful. Kind of got held up updating these, but I'm happy with where they're at. Shador Sanders fell to 10 spots for me, but that's pretty... Tyrone Tracy fell 8 spots. Najee 10 spots. Dylan Sampson was a big loser. I know that he's a rookie, so it doesn't really count. Jalen Wright was kind of a loser with Ollie Gordon coming in. I do think Ollie Gordon's really interesting in that backfield, where he's giving them size that they don't have they really haven't had in the past. Who else fell? DJ Moore -8 for me in terms of like positional rankings. Jaden Reed, a big loser. I think that speaks a ton about how they feel about Jaden Reed. Good call on Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan fell for me 16 wide receiver spots. Damn it, I keep doing that. Give me Blake Corum. 16th round Blake Corum feels about right. Man, I'm trying to think of like what this build. I think it probably has to be a 2.592, but this feels really light at running back. Man, not having 20 round drafts anymore really takes the training wheels off. Because I think this could use one more running back, one more wide receiver, and one more tight end, but we only have 2 more picks. You know what? If Jalen Coker's going to fall this far, I'll take Jalen Coker. What do you guys think for this last pick? We have a 2.582 right now. 2.582. Should this be a 2.682, a 2.592, or a 2.583? We have Hurts, Tua, Saquon, Pacheco, Trey Benson, Dylan Sampson, Blake Corum, Tyreek Hill, Zay Flowers, Matthew Golden, Debo, Jaden Higgins, Hollywood Brown, Kyle Williams, Jalen Coker, Trey McBride, and then below him is Pat Freiermuth. What do you guys think? I'm rusty with the 18 rounds, man. No, BTJ is not a loser to me. I don't know. I think that I don't know. It's 2025, and I think people still don't really understand how passing offenses work, man. It's going to be so consolidated. The third best targets, Diami Brown and Brenton Strange. It's both of these guys. I'm not even saying that Travis Hunter's going to get 25% of the targets in year one, but if he wanted to, like both of these guys could account for 60% of the targets, and it wouldn't really be that crazy. I trust Liam Cohen to give the ball to the right players as well, you know? Like there's not going to be like a Ray McLeod or some nonsense in this offense. Other losers, Quentin Johnston got -6. Cole Kmet, big loser. Kate Otten, big loser. Pat Bryant, that's a good call. What do we think, man? 2592. Do I need a tight end, a running back, or a receiver on this team? Can this get me by? Saquon Pacheco, Trey Benson, Dylan Sampson, Blake Corum? I don't know. I think McBride and Freiermuth can get me by. Can this wide receiver get me by? Or this wide receiver room get me by, I mean. Tyreek Flowers, Golden, Debo, Higgins, Brown. I think I'm going to go running back. I think this is going to be a 2-6-8-2 build. I think I'm going to go 2-6-8-2, but I don't feel fantastic about it. You're saying RBs are fine? Maybe I'm overthinking it then. I just don't know how I'm going to get any freaking RB2 production. Man, this pick is coming up quick. This wide receiver room kind of needs help. I just don't know what Pacheco's going to be okay. But then I really need like one of these three to emerge. I'm going to go Roschon Johnson here. We'll go 2-6-8-2. I'm not crazy about it. First streamed BBM that we've done here. And pretty quick, man. The 20-second timer, that draft was about like 35 minutes. Roschon dead with Chubb signing. I don't think so. It also seems like I don't think Chubb is officially with the Bears. It seems like they're just like eyeing him up or whatever. But even still, I'm more than fine betting against Nick Chubb off of, obscurity. He seems like it's probably done at this point. If Cleveland didn't want him back, and if not, like you're getting Roschon as more of a high value touchback where Roschon is catching passes as like a 220-pound back, and that's the upside there. And also you have a new staff, and maybe things happen where Swift isn't all that efficient or all that effective, and they lean into Roschon. Like that's kind of his upside there. And then he's a 220-pound back that catches passes and is used on the goal line, and potentially a new and improved offense with Ben Johnson. So Roschon, you can really talk yourself into if you want to. I do like Terrence Ferguson, but I think as a rookie, I'm not huge on him in fantasy. Dak's going to be a bust in most formats. He almost has nobody to throw to. I don't know if I'd say that. I think Pacheco will lose his role to Mitchell. There's definitely a chance for that. But all right, that's going to do it for us. I just want to do a quick stream just to check in with you guys, man. Just to check in. It was nice hanging out with you guys. I think it was Day 3 of the NFL draft, we hopped on here, did a rookie draft stream just to hang out with the fellas. Just to hop in here, do a redraft stream. We'll probably be doing BBM streams every single... I want to make it a weekly thing where I hop on here. I don't know if I'm going to have a specific day in mind, but hop on here, get a BBM done, talk with the people. And in the meantime, again, I hate to like keep pushing this down your throats, fellas. I promise that like today and tomorrow is the last you'll hear about it, and then this Dynasty channel just will kind of exist on its own. But if you are watching this and you are into Dynasty Fantasy Football, this is the new Dynasty channel, RS Dynasty. I'm going to put a link to it in the live chat. I'll have a link to it in the comment section, all that good stuff. If you're into Dynasty, go to subscribe to it. If you're not into Dynasty Fantasy Football, don't. And the rest of this channel and everything will be redraft focused only. It's kind of a big step, but I think it's necessary. So moving forward, we will have a Dynasty video coming out tomorrow with Matt Harmon. That should be a banger. And then I'll kind of have like almost like an ad in the middle of that video saying, hey, moving forward, every Dynasty video will be on the RS Dynasty channel. And then this, I think it'll be better just to have this channel as only a redraft channel. So anytime you get a notification that I'm posting or I'm going live, you know it's for a Best Ball Mania draft, or you know it's for a redraft video. And same thing with the other channel. And I will say too, how many subs has this thing got? 365 subscribers. That's crazy, man. Like back in the day, 365 subscribers, like that took me, on my first channel, that took me literally months to a year. So it's crazy to see where we're at. I know, I'm in a spot now where it's like 365 subscribers is nothing, but if you start from scratch and get to 365, that's really not an easy feat. So I don't take any of it for granted. But if you're just here for redraft, it's all good. Subscribe, check out Underdog, use promo code RONLAM, match your first deposit up to $1,000. Have a good night, and I will see y'all in the next one.